welcome to the 8th grade graduation of Zechariah'S School. I want to give a big thank you to my teachers and classmates who have been helping me through this past year. And I also want to say thank you to my parents as well as my aunts and uncles who have been supporting me and helping me through my life. When I needed an answer, they are there for me. Also, I want to express my gratitude to my grandparents and my great-grandmother for praying and encouraging me daily. It means a lot. And most of all, I thank God. If ever problems arise, God is always there to help me. During these past years, my teachers have helped me learn that if we leave everything in God's hands, we fully rely on Him, and nothing to fear, that we need to trust Him in our lives. They gave us a wanting to be the servants of Christ and to start our young lives by taking up the cross. Let's pray. Dear Lord, we thank you.
Mennonite hymn number 5-6.
As I think back over the past few years, I think of all the memories that were made and many friendships that will hopefully last for a lifetime. Sometimes, during our years here at GMS, we might have felt like giving up, and we might have gotten discouraged also. But that was the time we were to take our cross, because it is worth it. Because here we are tonight, we're graduating from Gaiman's Mennonite School. I'm sure it seems to our parents that the time has gone rather quickly. Wasn't that just yesterday that they sent that little child off to his or her first day of kindergarten? And wasn't that just yesterday that they came home with a marble or some other valuable thing that was stuck in their shoe for being good during nap time? But no, it wasn't just yesterday, it was 9 years ago. 9 short years of our life, yet very full of memories. Like the time in kindergarten, when we went and diligently searched for monkey gold. To a little kindergartner, it was a very great find. Or what about the competitive spelling bee that we had in 2nd grade? Words like science seemed very hard to us. In 3rd grade, we always looked forward to receiving a little paper bear for having everything ready to go in the morning. Oh, the joy that went through you when you found that you had 20 bears and could pick out something from the prize box. And we can't forget the time in science when Mr. K demonstrated to us how an atom acts. We fourth graders had never quite thought of an atom that way before. We studied about pilgrims in 5th grade and made a little pilgrim village. That was fun and educational. And we don't want to leave out the many times Brian would entertain us all with stories about his cats. We pitied the poor creatures. Also, the ABC Bible memory that we learned in 6th grade proved to be a very great way to learn Bible verses. And the many times Mr. T had us all captivated by his famous Thai song. Cheaper by the Dozen became one of our highlights of our 8th grade year together. We will never forget the many hours that we spent practicing and perfecting it. Thank you, teachers, for all the hard work you put into our lives and for investing your time and energy to help us become better people. Time does go very quickly, doesn't it? Hebrews 4:14 says, "For as you know not what shall come tomorrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away." It says in the verse that life is so short. It is only those things which we do for Christ that will really count. What is the most important thing, taking up our cross? In Luke 9:23, Jesus says, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take his cross daily and follow me." In this verse, we can see that Christ calls us to take up our crosses daily, not whenever we feel like it, but all the time. And we must deny ourselves. To deny ourselves is to not give in to our selfish desires, but to follow Christ whatever it costs. In Bible this year, we said at the beginning of the Anabaptists, they were willing to give their lives to follow Jesus. It just challenged me. Would I be willing to die for the sake of taking up the cross of Jesus? As we leave here tonight, let us not forget that life is short. Let's make it count. We had a small class, but there are a lot of benefits of having a small class. God has blessed our class so much in many different ways. Hopefully we will meet again in this life, but if not, we can be confident that we will meet in heaven someday, the place where we will exchange the cross that we've been carrying for a crown.
We are thankful that so many people came tonight. It shows our support. We want to thank each of our teachers who have made it possible for this day to come. You have blessed us, but now it is time for us to move on. Hopefully, you will keep teaching others the lessons you taught us. Not only the school subjects like math, social studies, science, and things along that line, but far more important things like working together, patience, and other spiritual values. We want to especially thank the parents who gave us the privilege of going to a Christian school. We appreciate the times you helped us with our homework through the years. We are also glad to have someone to follow, someone who is strong in what they believe. Teachers and parents, we hope as we leave here never to come back as a student, that when you see us later, you can be proud to say, I had part in that person's life, and you did. Taking up the cross is our theme. This means we are to give up our own will and accept God's will. This is not something we do one time when we become a Christian. Jesus says we are to take up the cross daily and follow him in Luke 9:23. We have plans for our years ahead. We are going to finish up school and get a job, and then we're going to get our license and spend our weekends with our friends. And then some of us plan to get married. Hopefully we haven't planned to whom. But we don't often think that maybe God has something different in mind for our future. We should not be so set in our ways that we do not accept his plan. We are leaving here, for most of us, it's 9 years of our life. I know each of us is going to miss it. Maybe not the work, but our friends. Some of the people we may never see again. One of my friends wrote in my yearbook, "Keep Christ first in your life. I'll see you again. If not in life after GMS, then in heaven." We are all striving for the same goal, the day we can exchange the cross for the crown.
My name is Roderick Hardy, and me and David here, we've been practicing the song for about 2 weeks here, and we had a lot of fun doing it. So I hope you have fun listening to us sing this song.
Sing a simple song of love to my Savior, to my Jesus. I'm thankful for My heart is glad that you call me your own, 'cause there's no place I'd rather be than in your arms of love, in your arms of love, holding me still, holding me here in your arms of love.
What's the significance of that number? In our world today, where there are so many numbers and very big numbers, that doesn't seem like a very significant number. We would be talking about seconds or hours or minutes perhaps. But no, I'm talking about the number of days that you've been here at school. In school, those of you who read the full course of kindergarten or grade. Now that is a little bit variable for some of you because some of you had some sick days and some other times when you were not here. But that is a significant number of days when you think about each day, activities that happen in school, and the kind of learning that you run in the school program. And for parents, you might think about that as being 3,100 plus packed lunches. Think about that much. That's a lot of work that parents put into this experience, your journey here at Gaming School. And for the bus drivers, I would say for the bus drivers, that's about 3,100. For the parents, it's about 1,500 packed lunches. So, when you started, you were probably around age 5, in kindergarten, age 6, probably 5. And so you've been here for these years in which you're probably now 15 and 14, some of you. And it's a very significant part of your life. As I think back about the child development that happens, think about my grandchildren, we read these days that imprinting begins to happen even when the child is in the womb. And so songs that we sing, prayers we say, those kinds of things have already started impacting the child in the womb. But when you are born, from that point on, you're sort of helpless for a while. Think about the complexity of physics and how matter is put together, how matter works, how it interacts. And I know you worked with the periodic table sum before you graduated, and that's getting a little bit of just the tip of the iceberg of some of the complexities that are there in the physics area. And then there was the earth science area in which you worked, and you realized that we have to take care of the earth that God has created, that we are gardeners of this, stewards of what God has given us. I started going down memory lane, about this teacher and that teacher and things I can remember. Well, that's what you have to take with you tonight is memory lane. You have the memories of what has happened here at Gaming School. And those memories will be very precious tonight. Pray that you would cherish that and go over them with your friends. And when you get together as a class, whatever, you can talk about what a model student you were, or you can talk about what your teacher said or did, or some of the funny times that you had, and just have a good time going over the memories. What were some of those memories that you're going to be taking with you? Well, you might think about the kindness and the resourcefulness of your teachers. You might think about the raising of a flock of turkeys and butchering them to learn the anatomy of a turkey. You might think about the detonation of the auto airbag in your very presence, in your very eyes and ears. You saw and heard that.
Subject areas and in other areas as well, so I'll ask the students to come down steps and receive their awards when I call the name. Demetrius Weaver receives an award for high achievement in spelling, for completing the Bible memory, for demonstrating a knowledge of geography, for excellence in music, and on the 8th honor roll and high achievement in science. David Kilmer receives an award for quality news articles in the school newspaper, completing the Bible memory, and for excellence in music, and for the Citizenship Award for good character and leadership. Gary Martins receives an award for completing the Bible memory and for excellence in music. Zach Fortuna receives an award for completing the Bible memory, for high achievement in spelling, for excellence in music, and perfect attendance. Alicia Fox has completed the Bible memory, served on the yearbook staff, high achievement in art, high achievement in English, highest achievement in Bible, high achievement in spelling, excellence in music, high achievement in science, and an honor roll with an A as a final grade in all subjects. Melanie Burkholder served on the yearbook staff, completed the Bible memory, outstanding achievement in phys ed, excellence in music, highest achievement in math, highest achievement in English, high achievement in social studies, highest achievement in science, high achievement in home ec, and A as a final grade in all subjects, and co-valedictorian of her class, sharing the highest grade average in grade 8. Brian Martin receives an award for original news articles in the school newspaper, completing the Bible memory, excellence in music, highest achievement in technology education, and an honor roll A or B as final grade in all subjects. Wayne Kilmer has completed the Bible memory, excellence in music, and receives an award for athletic achievement. And Robbie Bigard has completed the Bible memory, and Robbie also receives an award for athletic achievement. Stacy Burkholder served on the yearbook staff, completed the Bible memory, receives an award for excellence in music, and is on the honor roll, A or B as final grade in all subjects. John Michael Smucker receives an award for high achievement spelling, has completed the Bible memory, has perfect attendance, an award for excellence in music, and the honor roll, A or B as a final grade in all subjects, and an award for showing good sportsmanship. Cynthia Martin receives an award for completing the Bible memory, high achievement in spelling, high achievement in art, high achievement in home economics, served on the yearbook staff, excellence in music, and the A honor roll with an A as a final grade in all subjects. Heather Hahn has completed the Bible memory, high achievement in social studies, excellence in music, served on the yearbook staff, highest achievement in typing, high achievement in math, high achievement in English, high achievement in Bible class, high achievement in art, outstanding achievement in phys ed, honor roll as all A's as final grade, and a Citizenship Award for good character and leadership, and co-valedictorian of this class, sharing the highest grade average. I usually take the liberty to make a few remarks of my own then. And I want to say to this class, the class of 2012, who has touched and changed my life in the 2 years that you have been here, 1 year for some of you. But so I want to say that to you as a class, that this is an evening that we have been either anticipating or dreading. This is parting of the ways in many ways. And surely we're going to see each other from time to time, the Lord willing, but never again in the same way, because this part of our lives is now gone, never to return, because time only moves in one direction. But the memories of our times together here at GMS can stay with us a long time. And my desire for you is that you would go forward into the wonderful future that God has planned for each of you. In fact, I could how they look, how they run, and how much they cost. And he likes to draw cars. But Zach no longer says that he loves cars because apparently some relative emphatically informed Zach that the term love must be reserved for that which is more important than cars. Zach is not necessarily time conscious. Sometimes the mysterious details of a schedule will pass him by, but he is blessed with a cheerful, happy-go-lucky spirit that predicts a long and happy life. Zach is also interested in the events happening in our world. Last month on a Friday morning, I showed the late Pope's funeral service to the class. Of course, some students complained that the service was slow-moving and boring. Be quiet, Zach said. This is interesting. David Kilmer. David is a friendly, open-minded person. He has a special gift of relating to and caring about others. Zach and Brian are obsessed with cars, he says, but that's all right, because I have my obsessions too. For example, every morning I have to shake hands with Mr. Carl so my day goes better. Actually, David would have shaken hands with me each day when he arrived, when he went home, and a few times in between. But we did set some limits at the beginning of the year. One hearty handshake each morning, and nothing else, unless there was a long weekend approaching or a special occasion. So today, David, this is a special occasion. There is no limit on the handshaking tonight. David seems to go out of his way to foster an image of himself as one who loves food. And David likes to sing. If you suggest any theme at all to David, he can close his eyes and on the spot begin to compose a passionate song about that theme. Stacy Burkholder. How can you tell when someone said something that isn't funny? When Stacy laughs. You see, Stacy just naturally laughs, whether or not something is funny. Stacy is clear-spoken and be matter-of-fact and practical, but her defining characteristic is a friendly, bubbly spirit that can be contagious. Also, she is the first to break out with a motherly "aww" when she sees a baby, or a kitten, or a puppy, maybe a caterpillar, I don't know. I know this because sometimes I talk in puns or little plays on words, and Cynthia is the first student in my memory who always picks up on all of these. I can tell because I hear her groaning sometimes. Cynthia is a quiet and conscientious worker. She can run very fast, and she definitely knows how to laugh. In fact, there are times that Cynthia will fall into a serious laughing fit that leaves us a little concerned. John Michael Smucker. John Michael is quiet and smart and athletic. And another good word to describe John Michael is intense in whatever he is doing. And yet there is a little irony that John is so well coordinated, yet when we have a food-related accident at lunch, it tends to involve John Michael. Who had the blue yogurt for lunch, since we are spotting evidences of it here and there? John Michael sings to himself, sometimes over the objection of his friends. But this intense, independent personality type seems to attract the interest of others who find John Michael intriguing and likable. Melanie Burkholder. When the buses arrived each morning, one of the first indications for me was a cheerful peal of alto laughter as Melanie happily came down the hall into my classroom, where she tried to say good morning to me even before I said it to her. Melanie is a fairly curious person. Maybe this is none of my business, but why do you do thus and so? She asks. She's conscientious, expressive, and sympathetic. She is a face reader, and many a time I caught Melanie's eye as she was evaluating what I might be thinking about the many things that happen in a classroom. Robbie DeGardi. Assertive might be a good word to describe Robbie. Robbie likes to celebrate both his athletic prowess as well as other accomplishments. One time when he correctly answered a question in a social studies competition, he launched a victory dance that ended with him falling backwards over a desk. Robbie liked shoes, especially new ones. But we didn't really believe Robbie when he claimed, "Take my shoes off of me and I'm not very much else." But Robbie talks fluently about all aspects of his life, his skateboarding, his job, and of course his family. Robbie says, "When I see my mom putting too much money in the offering plate, I say, 'Mom, what about me?'" And speaking of his family, Robbie says, "No, I'm not really into this hugging and kissing stuff. But Robbie, this is graduation night, so can't we make an exception just for tonight?" Robbie is never at a loss for words. He usually has some sort of pithy statement for any occasion. Don't hate, appreciate. Demetrius Weaver. Demetrius is plucky and assertive and not to be bested or abashed in any contest of words. If someone goes philosophical and says something like, "Don't hate, appreciate," Demetrius might add something like, "Don't hate, regurgitate." Demetrius is intellectually curious. He wonders about the world he lives in. He is the first to ask if a new issue of the current events paper has arrived. And his wide-ranging mind produces questions, sometimes seemingly out of nowhere. Sometimes after Demetrius speaks, we look at each other and ask, "Shall we laugh?" Sometimes we ask, "Shall we cry?" Demetrius can shift rapidly among being erudite, being cute, and being irritating, like when he reads road signs aloud for Gary's benefit. Heather Hahn. Heather is expressive and intense, and she can lapse into a foreign accent at a moment's notice. And her eyes might be wide in amazement, or squinting in disapproval. Her mouth might be hanging wide open, or closed in a tight grimace. And her head might be thrust forward in interest or tilted dramatically to one side. A perfectionist at heart, Heather wonders aloud, will Stacy be mad at me if I give a report in the same book she gave a report on 2 months ago? Or imagine this, straight A, model student Heather asking, what will I do if they don't accept me at high school? But since we have the high school principal here, I take this opportunity to say, I think you should accept Heather, and I don't even think you should expel her if she gets one wrong on her math assignments tonight. At any rate, for Heather, life will never be boring. Brian Martin. Brian is an expressive person blessed with a vivid imagination. Too vivid, some say around here. He writes creative stories and essays which alternately amuse and irritate. He draws pictures. In fact, he even videotaped a documentary about game in school one time, none of which was connected to fact, all of which was related to a colorful imagination. But I know Brian does think about the deeper issues of life, as when he asked me, Mr. Carl, tell me the honest truth. Don't you ever get tired of us? And my answer is, no, I don't think I do. For me, May 26th might arrive a little too quickly. And so it has. And when I return to this building tomorrow to finish off a few things, this gym will be strangely silent, and the hallways will be dark and empty, and the seats in your classroom, that is, your former classroom, will be vacant. But the mind is an amazing friend, and in my mind, I will still see your smiling faces here, and there will be a discarded graduation bulletin on the floor, and maybe a little lump in my throat. But then, in my imagination, I will hear one of you wisecrack, build a bridge and get over it. And then I'll smile, and that lump in my throat will disappear at least for a little while. And of course, part of me wants to keep you here a little longer, but I really do want you to move into the future that God has for you. And I want you to go knowing that you go with my heartfelt blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace.
It's with deep appreciation the board presents this class with the diplomas, and congratulations. That appreciation extends back to the time that they came to school first, the graduation class of kindergarten. And thanks to all those who had a part in their life here. Will be ongoing also. As I call your name, please come and receive your diploma. Melanie Rose Burkholder. Stacy Lee Burkholder. Robert Earl McGarty. Zechariah Fortuna. Alicia Marie Fox. Heather Elizabeth Hahn. David Allen Gilmer. Dwayne Aaron Kilmer. Gary Ross Martens. Brian Scott Martin. Cynthia Faye Martin. John Michael Smoker. Demetrius Andrew Weaver.
trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the cross, the old rugged cross, and exchange it someday for a crown. In the old rugged cross, stained with blood so divine, how wonderfully I see. For 'twas on that old cross Jesus suffered and died to pardon and sanctify me. So I cherish the cross, the old rugged cross, till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the cross, the old rugged cross, and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true, its shame and reproach gladly bear. Then the promise someday
Robert. Mathilde. This is quite embarrassing. Julia.
Что? Делал?
Эй. Юля, все, хватит баловаться, люди тут. Хотя меня-то пока. Так долго, тебя уже очередь стоит, ждет. And then just me and mom. What are you doing? Who are you carrying? Тебя люди ждут.
Сегодня 4 июня 2005 года. Наша семья, за исключением папы, уезжает в Канаду. Руфа, Юля. Юлечка, сколько тебе? Юля? 11, Руфа 12, and Peter 9, да, Питер?
Да. Opposite of
9. Наш living room, наш зал. Все собрались. Там где-то собирается Сузанна. Я остаюсь на 2 недели один на хозяйстве.
haunted murder. What? Murder. Oh, we had them. These they always leak and pipes.
Сегодня 2005 год, 4 июня. Вот Руфа, я, Юля, ну перестань, садись сюда с нами. Иди сюда, Петя, садись с нами. Ань, давай снимемся, Ань.
Пожалуйста, это тоже надо.
Петенька, иди сюда, ну пожалуйста.
Не забыли вы взять эту сумочку?
Give me Bo. Where's Bo? Bo is the mom's bed. Go.
Петя, садитесь на минуту.
Юля, Уфа, сядьте, Петя, сядьте.
Mom, are we ever gonna leave?
Юля, Сузанна, идем сюда, снимемся. Захарик снимет нас. Дочь, идем сюда.
I know, but I need to get ready. Let's get some outside.
Ну на минутку
Может,
сядь
написано,
сюда.
не забудь.
Минутку сядь, дочь, пока снимем.
Back what?
Так, Руфа, иди, Юля, иди сюда,
Сядь
скорее.
возле меня.
I don't have time. I just.
Несколько
А он
минут.
делает только пичку.
We played there. We played there. We went on the dirt bike there. Back what?
Окей,
Back-
Петя, дай Захарику снимет папу с Сузанной.
Close.
Сузанна, сюда смотри.
There you go. You record happy.
No.
There, so. You
Нас
go
Okay.
now.
надо с мамой,
In
Юлей,
case
Петей,
there's
все.
lots
А где
of-
Юля? Юлечка, иди сюда, Юль. Садись.
In case there's lots of what?
Юля, сядь сюда, дочь, сядь.
Стой на месте. Ты только
They're not doing. We're giving
Сядь,
her
сядь.
too many.
Посидите, давайте, посидим спокойно, несколько минут, плиз. Уберите кошку, давайте, убери.
No, she's our family now.
Пускай Сузанна и Юля держит.
Ну давай, все, давайте посидим.
Ты каждый фильм
I like to
снимай, не так
dance.
просто водюкой.
Значит, вы планируете сегодня выехать в 11 часов, и где-то часов 9 часов,
Right now,
часов
10.
8 вы будете, да?
10. We're leaving at 10 o'clock.
Как, достал мне как?
Как сейчас достал?
Еще краска is not.
Так, молимся, пока здесь все. Все, выключай. Выключай, молимся, встаем, молимся, быстро все. Юля, надо молиться. Петя, вставай молиться.
Он же рекорд еще делает, да?